So setup wise, as we said, tall people tend to get a bit squatting. If we can get a little bit less knee flex, okay, it will just get your spine over the ball a bit more, get your arms hanging down. It will create that angle in that wrist to start with, help that club going up. And once the club then starts hinging up correctly by going back, so you can see in this case here, by going back straighter, okay, that's still not perfect, but a hell of a lot better. Okay, the club now is visible towards the camera. At least if your wrists now are hinging up this way, the club and the arm are going to follow suit. Okay, so your left arm would get more across your shoulders here. And look at the golf club. That golf club now, it's still closed, okay, but not as closed. Okay, compare this movement now on the way back here. That club disappeared in the first. I mean, that's for me the key thing. This is what I say with the golf swing. It changes bit by bit. A lot of times you can find this change from here to here, although not easy, is easier because the clubs travel a short distance. Okay, you've got less time to go wrong. The club can go back 2 or 3 feet. You can work on that, and that's kind of almost like a pre-waggle. It's the transition from there now as you get to the top of the backswing is here. That club face is flat to the sky. So that club face is probably, if we look at the angles, roughly speaking, left arm and the club there. What we'd be looking for is the hosel and the club to be in line there, so your club is closed that much. Okay, now if we compare that to this one here now, where the club is now to the ground, that's how much you've changed. Okay, so that would normally be there, so that's the angle. So it's a little bit less. It's taking its time to get there bit by bit, but it's never going to go straight away. And again, I think in terms of the movement overall, I prefer you feeling a bit more comfortable, certainly in this position up there where the hands are, and gradually getting that club in a more open position and that left arm a bit lower. Okay, but that'll certainly take time. This first movement now is a lot better, and that's giving you a chance for the club to be back more towards target, hinging the wrists up now, so therefore when the wrists hinge up, the club's going up correctly, you can then deliver the golf club back to the golf ball a bit more in line, and the balls we can hopefully see on there. Okay, just between the two flags into the ball, the blur there, starting off nicely towards the target and then sort of staying fairly straight towards. And what you're seeing in terms of the whole swing, okay, the actual just fluidity of the swing, it just all looks a bit more synced together rather than being sort of in and up and a bit disjointed and some of the balance being lost. It's a more rhythmical and smoother transition. So for me, first thing to work on is that takeaway. You can practice that down the range, get yourself up against a wall, okay, put a wall, liner, get yourself against a wall here, so on the range end somewhere, and just make some backswings so the club gets to there. Okay, if you did that on this one here now with the same backswing, halfway back here, you'd be having a right dented club after a while, wouldn't you? So keep that club, but don't stop the club hitting the wall by putting your arms out there. That's the biggest cheat. You always show my arms out, I miss the wall. Okay, you still want your hands to be underneath the shoulders. It's where your thumbs point, not where your hands go. So your thumb's got to change direction here. So you're not adding this forearm rotation. The club just goes back this way. So I do this on my hand. My thumbs still point in some respect forwards. I'm not doing this. That's what you're doing for the club to get too far back. You see where the glove hand there, and the glove hand there, you can see the back of your left hand, you can't there. Because your left hand's done, your right hand's done that. Okay, so get that takeaway, that will get the club up. So the other draw you can do is when you stand on the range there now, with the club here, just hinge the wrist straight up and make some swings. So from that position with the blue line, swing back and do that with 8-9 wedge. I wouldn't do it with a drill, you'll miss the ball probably. But do it with a few smaller clubs, looking for 60-70 yards, just to get a feeling. Perhaps your warm up, if you're hitting 50 balls in the range down at Ridgeway or whatever, hit the first 10 doing that with a wedge, just to sort of see how that feeling wanting to be with the club, get that club up in front of you a bit more and build up to the bag. Okay, mate? Make sense?
Yeah.
Happy days.